All right, so Tabor just dropped a couple of teasers in their Discord yesterday. I thought I'd hop on here and briefly cover the things that they showed us, because there's a lot of things coming in these next couple months, I'd say. Like, we got the bleeding system showing here. They're also teasing the new map Modcom Yes, which was supposed to come out this weekend, but unfortunately got delayed slightly, and it will be out Monday or Tuesday at the latest. And me personally, you won't see any more content until that map drops, just because my controller is broken for one, and I'm just taking a slight break from the game until that new content does drop. But let's briefly cover some of the things that they just showed us the other day. So the video you're seeing right now is a video that Tabor posted on their channel showcasing the new bleeding system that is coming in the near future. But before we get into the depths of that, first thing you can notice about this updated build of the game is, first of all, the hand position on the guns seems to be a lot better. You can see the index finger actually like lines up with the barrel instead of always being like kind of glitched into the trigger mechanism. So right off the bat, the way you hold guns already looks a lot better. And second off, it looks like the terrain issues are finally fixed from what I can see in this clip. There's no more weird rendering. The grass isn't all glitched out. That was one of the most game-breaking bugs in the game, so I'm super glad they got that sorted out. But moving on to the new features that are showcased here, it looks like they might be using the spectator cam that's coming in the future. It looks a little glitchy. You can see like his vest is, moving very oddly up and down, which might indicate they're using the new spectator cam that they're working on, which will just make this game like 10 times easier to watch, and the camera will be smoother. If anyone suffers from motion sickness even from just watching VR, that would hopefully be completely resolved, because I know watching VR can be terrible, especially when you're like constantly looking around and smooth turning everywhere. But onto the bleeding and medical system. So they did tease a little bit here, and we're gonna have light bleeds and heavy bleeds based on where you get shot. So the devs in this clip are Z-Storm is the social media guy for Ghost of Tabor, and then also in this clip is Zav from the actual Combat Waffle Studios team, and from my knowledge he's the one who's actually making this entire bleeding system, and it looks super cool. So the first thing they've added here is like blood splat. So if you get shot, you're gonna bleed onto the walls, onto the ground. If you start walking away while you're bleeding, you're gonna leave little blood trails depending on how severe your bleed is, and if you stop moving for a certain period of time, it'll actually like build up. So you can basically track people with their blood, which is kind of cool. All right, so how does the bleeding actually work? Well, I'll just let Zav tell you himself.
Upper arm, upper leg, because they've got arteries, obviously spine and torso area. But there's also randomness. Even if you hit the criteria to start a bleed on somebody, there's still a 1 in 3 random number you gotta hit essentially. If I take even another light bleed event, it's immediately gonna kick me into heavy bleed.
So yeah, if you get shot, you're gonna have basically a 1 in 3 chance of starting a bleed depending on where you get hit. Looks like they're even going in depth with like arteries and, fatal hits and all that sort of thing. And with that being said, the bigger the caliber, probably the bigger chance you're gonna hit a heavy bleed, or a bigger chance you're gonna start a light bleed in the first place. And if you get 2 light bleeds stacked on top of each other, that automatically turns into a heavy bleed. So basically the game's about to get a lot more survival elements. I'm reading through TikTok comments on this specific post about the bleeding system from Tabor, and it's just a lot of people are complaining about the, like, there shouldn't be any complaints for a more in-depth healing system that is just ultimately making that survival aspect come out more in the game. That's what we want. We want more survival. The game's too easy right now. I'll just say that the game is really easy, quite frankly. That's been said a couple times by other people as well. The only threat in this game is other players that you sometimes don't even see in raids. The scavs are occasionally a threat when they like headshot you from 100 meters, but the game's easy. The food hunger system, like, you're never gonna die to hunger. You're gonna find food if you're ever thirsty or hungry. But yeah, the point is the game is very easy. It's lacking the survival elements. So the weight system, the bleeding system, all these new systems are just gonna make the game so much more enjoyable because it's so easy right now. So all the people commenting on the TikTok saying like, this is a terrible addition, this is gonna make the game too hard. It's not. It's gonna make it so much better. And if you think the system's bad, then this game just might not be for you, because it's gonna get harder, and that's what a lot of us are looking forward to. We want more of a Tarkov experience in VR. Also, where's the fun in getting shot 17 times and popping a stim into your arm and boom, you're back to max health? It's gonna be way more fun. All right, but anyways, back to the bleeding system itself. How do you heal from a bleed, and how in depth is it actually gonna be? So when you do get shot, again, it's gonna be a random chance if you start bleeding or not, based on the caliber, based on luck, a couple different factors. But if you do start bleeding, you have to take a bandage, which are very cheap, by the way. I think they're like 300 karunas. You'll probably find them in raid as well, and you just bandage your arm. It's just like Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. It's a really cool system from the looks of it. Obviously work in progress, not perfect, but you'll wrap your arm and that'll be the end of it. Then your bleed will stop. And I don't know if they're eventually gonna have it like if you get shot in the legs, you have to bend down and bandage your legs, or bandage specifically where you got shot. thought that could be really cool. I don't know if they're going to go for that or not. It could be hard to implement, but basically all we've been teased so far is the bleeding and the bandaging. So pretty simple stuff, but from what I'm seeing, it looks really well done so far. And when you are actively bleeding, you'll have this little vignette effect around your screen. It'll like dim down like you're losing blood. I think it's still a work in progress. They tease it a little bit here, but it looks a little bit like janky. So they're probably still working on the effects side of things. Maybe your vision will get a little bit blurry or something like that. The more blood you lose. Anyways, it looks super cool. I think that's everything on the bleeding system pretty much that I wanted to talk about. But that's not everything that they've teased in the last couple of days. They also obviously here you can see the new John Wick DLC Glock that is coming in the next patch. This was in the game before, but it is now actually coming out as the DLC. And here's a picture they teased of a ghost holding the new Wakizashi katana that's also coming with the John Wick DLC. And obviously you can see he's on Makamiest here. And if you look kind of closely, you can see he's wearing a brand new helmet. This is a helmet that's been teased for a long time, ever since the game even like first started development. You've seen this in some of the trailers, but we can see that this new Ronin face mask is finally coming into the game, assumingly this patch. If they're going to put it in the teaser, I'm assuming it's coming either this patch or this wipe. And the final thing here is this little waist belt he has. This is the ammo pouch. This will be able to hold melee weapons as well as spare ammos for shotguns or bolt action rifles. Any sort of loose things that you might need to hold, you can put on this nice little belt. It looks like they've already got that in the game. And in his right hand, you can see he's holding the new 1911. That'll also be with the John Wick DLC. These are all things that have been teased before, but now we know we're getting them for sure. All right, so that seems like a lot for just one day of teasers, but they actually gave us another teaser just an hour ago. This was posted on their Twitter, and it's actually the new wiper ward. Looks like it's going to be the Ghost of Tabor hat. So it looks like customization is already coming. So they tweeted new wiper ward. You would have known sooner if you were a member of the Discord, which is true. They post leaks in the Discord all the time. That's how I get a lot of my information. That's how people get all these different leaks and stuff like that. They love to drop little tiny hidden bombs in there sometimes. So just join up the Discord if you want. But anyways, look at this hat. We can see on the side it says wiper ward. This is award instead of reward, just kind of contradicting to the tweet here. But it is the camo hat that you can actually buy in real life. So I think that's pretty cool that they're already having some customization in the game. It looks like probably next wipe we're gonna have customization, factions, and I don't even know what else. It's gonna be a really fun wipe. Not to mention also in the future they're coming out with weapon skins for like the one-shot energy chews. You can use code TIME by the way and get 10% off. And if you order the Ghost of Tabor box, you'll get that weapon skin when it does come out. So skins, they're adding the new boss for the nighttime island map, which will be the fish boss. They've teased that a bit. We're obviously getting Makamiest in a couple days here. We'll get the first half with 6 players, and they'll eventually expand that to the rest of the map and upwards of 16 players, I believe. And there will also be a daytime map for this as well. We have the bleed system, obviously. They're also going to come out with the raid reconnect system. If your game ever crashes, you'll be able to get back into the raid so you don't lose all of your things. And all this, of course, comes with new guns, new attachments, new armors, new bags, you name it. Weapon grabbing will also be returning. Hopefully this patch, we'll be able to snag some pistols and rifles and anything from our other players that we run into, which will bring for a lot of more funny moments again. Other than that, that's about all they've teased in these past couple days. I just wanted to quickly hop on here and cover all these new leaks they've been dropping because it's getting close to wipe, it's getting close to this new patch, and they're going to be teasing stuff all the time like this. But I think we'll also do some more of these kind of teaser videos as well. Every time they drop some big news, I'll make a quick little video just recapping everything that they've been teasing. But we can expect a new patch by Tuesday, and we'll have a whole new map to explore, a bunch of new content, and then not even soon after will be the wipe, which will bring a lot more content. So I don't know what they've been working on, but I'm really excited to see it all, and that's all I got. Thanks for watching. See ya. And a quick verbal shout out to all of my members shown here. You guys are amazing, and Mr. Shigoki, thank you for gifting 100 members in that last live stream. You're responsible for like half these names on screen right here. And also to all you tier 4 members, Gavin Hub, The Jord, Retro Rocket, Bryce, and Only Sodium. Thank you guys so much for the support, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next update. Peace out.